call will be Counselor Manzer.
Here.
Counselor Shear.
Here.
Counselor Ross.
Here.
Deputy Warden Ross.
Here.
Executive Assistant Taylor Robinson. Here. Christopher Kingston, the Director of Municipal Services. And the Cora Lee, the Director of Finance Services. Here. And of course myself and Gregory the Warden. On saying that, I'd like us all to pause to seek guidance. And now, George, would you please read the mission statement?
To provide, promote, or facilitate municipal services that meet the community needs while preserving, supporting, and enhancing quality of life for all.
Thank you. Under the administrative and procedural items, the approval of the agenda. Is there any additions or deletions anyone wants to make? Hearing none, don't approve the agenda.
I'll motion to approve the agenda.
Is there a second? All in favor?
Aye. Right.
Minded. The next, is there a disclosure of conflict of interest on any of the issues? Hearing none, we will continue. There are no delegations or presentations this evening. The next is the approval of the minutes of January 27th, 2026.
I move the approval of the minutes of January 27th, 2026.
Is there a seconder?
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is the CAO report. As you can see, March the 3rd is the bylaw and policy. March the 10th is committee of the whole. March 17th, there is no meeting. Remember, it is St. Patrick's Day. We're green. March the 24th is council at 5 p.m. March 31st, there is no meeting. April the 7th at 3 p.m., there's a bylaw and policy. April the 14th at 5 p.m., the committee of the whole. April the 21st at 5 is the audit committee. April the 28th at 5 is council. And just a reminder, the April the 7th does start at 3 p.m. Then, under capital projects, the environmental health and wastewater, recreation and culture services, protective services, transportation. Anyone have any questions on those projects? Okay. The financial report of April the 26th. Does anyone have any questions or concerns? Okay. If there is none, could I get someone to move the CAO report, please?
Motion to move the CAO report.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next is the standing committees items. The Digby Harbor and Port Association funding request. They have asked for the amount of $50,000 over 2 years, and this actually comes from our bylaw and policy recommendation.
I'll move the council provide financial support in the amount of $50,000 over 2 years, $25,000 per year to the Digby Harbor Port Association.
I'll second that motion. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next is the Digby and Area Health Services Charitable Foundation funding request.
I'll move the council approve the Digby and Area Health Services Charitable Foundation funding request for their 3-year commitment.
Is there a seconder?
Second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next are the salary scales for 2026-2027.
I move the council approve the salary scales for 2026-27 as presented.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next are the committee of the whole recommendations. Harvest of Hope Food Pantry. Community grant request.
I'll move the council approve the Harvest of Hope Food Pantry community grant request in the amount of $2,500.
Is there a second?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The Digby Home and Lifestyle Expo.
I'll move the council purchase a booth in the amount of $295 for the 2026 Digby Home and Lifestyle Expo.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The Brinley Town Cemetery.
I'll move the council send a response to Maureen Turner regarding her request for a monument at Brindley Town Cemetery, advising her to contact the cemetery owner.
Is there a seconder?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. The next is the dark letter of support.
I'll move the council write a letter of support for the Digby Area Recreation Commission's grant application for an accessible playground space.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded, motion carried. We did have a seconder, didn't we?
I'll second.
Okay, thank you. Sorry about that.
Lovely.
The next is the congratulatory letter to Aaron Kelly.
I move the council write a congratulatory letter to Aaron Kelly for his promotion as manager at Doan Grant Thornton Digby.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second.
All right, Peter. All in favor?
Aye.
Reminded. Motion carried. Congratulatory letter to the commanding officer, Dennis Daly. Ooh.
I'll move the council write a letter to thank commanding officer Dennis Daly for his 38 years of service to the RCMP and congratulate him on his upcoming retirement.
All in favor?
Aye.
Second.
Second.
Oh, sorry. All in favor?
Aye.
Minded, motion carried. I just wanted to say, I did hear back from Commander Dennis Daly thanking us for our letter, and he was very much appreciative of it. I also want to say that we've heard back for the Brinley Town Cemetery, and she is going to take it to the proper people. Business items, the sewer bylaw.
As you can see in the package in front of you, some amendments have been made to the sewer bylaw. These are all based off of the memo that was presented to you on September 2nd, where we discussed increasing the frontage fee from $75 to $150, increasing the unit rate from $225 to $300, and implementing a new one-time connection fee of $150. The amendments to the bylaw in the package represent those agreed upon changes back from September 2nd.
Yes, George.
I just had a couple on, if you want.
Yep.
When you're looking to put in a new sewer line, you have to get approval from most of or over half the residents, right?
I believe so. Yeah, it's quite the process.
Yeah, you have to get approval.
Yeah. This wouldn't affect any of that. This is only for the
It's already
existing
there.
line.
Okay, so do those people that agree to, hey, it's a good idea, do they have to connect it? Let's say you got 30 residents and 20 say, yeah, it's a good idea. And then you put the sewer in. How many of those people?
Everyone's supposed to.
Five?
Yeah, but they're all supposed to, unless they still have a functioning sewer septic system.
So there's nothing really binding. If they say, yes, we'd like to have it, they don't have.
Well, technically, we wouldn't be putting it in unless we have people going to take it.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's too expensive to put it in for 5 people.
Yeah. If they don't have a commitment. Gotta have some. And also in there, in one place it said about if the line didn't go across their, totally across, like if it's at an angle or whatever, just goes across the corner of the property. Do they still pay the full rate?
I believe so. If they're within 100 feet from the end of the line, they still pay.
As long as it crosses their property, it doesn't have to cross the whole thing.
Correct.
No.
They would pay the vacant lot fee if they're not connected. They pay the 75.
Yeah. Okay.
Or 150, sorry.
Anyone else have any questions?
Make a
Okay,
motion-
so could we have approval of the sewer bylaw, please?
This is the first reading.
Oh, sorry,
Yeah.
first reading of the sewer bylaw.
I'll make a motion that we approve the first reading of the amendments to the sewer bylaw.
Is there a seconder?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The fees policy.
So again, part of the collateral to amend the sewer bylaw was we needed to update the fees policy. As you can see, the three changes there are what we just previously discussed. That's it.
Yeah, we're fine. Have we already discussed?
Yep.
Okay, so can I have approval of the fees policy?
I'll make a motion to approve the increase in the fee policy.
Is there a
I'll second
seconder?
I'll second that.
Thank you. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next is, back that up for a minute. If you don't mind.
We are on,
Oh, yeah, we're on the feasibility study. I just thought I missed something there. Okay, the next is the grant for the feasibility study for the recreation center. We need a motion that we are willing for the recreation center to apply for the feasibility study.
I'll make a motion to approve that Derek enters into a feasibility study.
Apply for the
Yeah.
grant.
Apply
Apply for the grant.
study.
we need to put a dollar amount on that?
Nope, we're not gonna put a dollar amount on it right now. We're just in support of their application.
Is there a second? Okay,
I'll second.
okay. All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary. Motion carried. The next is the emergency management bylaw, and this is to approve the second reading.
I move that council approve the second reading of the emergency management bylaw number 2026-01 as presented.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next is the tax exemption bylaw number 2002-02.
I'll move the council approve the addition of property number 03392-384, 16 Back Street, Weymouth, under the property tax exemption bylaw number 2002-02.
Can I have a seconder, please?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Minded? Motion carried. Next motion.
I'll move the council approve the name change of the property number 10592781 from Weymouth Falls Community Center to Langford Heritage Community Council under the property tax exemption bylaw 2002-02.
Is there a seconder?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. Next motion.
I'll move the council approve the name change of the property 10592-798 from Weymouth Falls Community Center to Langford Heritage Community Council under the property tax exemption bylaw 2002-02.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. Peter, you gonna do this one?
Sure. I'll move the council approve the second reading of the property tax exemption bylaw number 2002-02 as presented.
Seconder?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. Thank you. The next one is the riparian setback. Am I saying that properly?
That's how I would say it. Riparian.
I'll move the council approve the second reading of the 5-meter riparian setback of the land use bylaw as presented.
Is there a seconder?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next is the wind turbine amendments.
I move the council approve the second reading of the wind turbine amendment as presented.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. The next is for the Mount Pleasant map.
I'll move the council approve the second reading to update the Mount Pleasant map as presented.
Is there a seconder?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carried. Correspondence, completion of contract. Dr. Prince Dan Jumbo. Any questions or concerns? Letter has been sent to him. The next is our council district activity reports. I'm going to start with Peter.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was muted there. Okay. So just pull my notes here. So this month, although away physically, I've been quite involved with things going on in the community. There was a continuation of that food enterprise project. Our workshop has taken place earlier in the month to do what they call business modeling and review some of the material that they collected from community feedback. Fortunately, I could not attend to the workshop itself, but I got some of the feedback from it, and it was really interesting. There's a lot of good ideas coming there, and the idea is taking shape. It's becoming something more concrete, I have also discussed with residents who are concerned about the Acacia Valley harvesting plans. Although this is happening in another district, a lot of the residents are in my district, so I have been discussing that with them, and some of the concerns that they were voicing and that I forwarded to the interested parties there have resulted in a request to catalog all the species of rare lichens and other plants that are in the area to demonstrate the ecological interest of the area. So once this is done, they'll assess the situation there and decide whether they should be harvesting there or not. Then there was this discussion about the future of the Village of Freeport. It's a big topic for them there. I followed up with at arm's length. Didn't want to get involved directly, though I wanted to be there to support and give any information or anything I could to facilitate a good discussion. The meeting was very interesting. I watched it remotely, and they had very good arguments on both sides. They finally decided to maintain the village. But the village is reducing the mill rate slightly, so that alleviates the burden on the residents a little bit, and they're looking to reducing this further in the coming year. So they're going to 0.5 to 0.4, something like that, in a couple of years. Then there was a complaint that came up from a resident about dangerous and unsightly premises. So this person has to remain anonymous. The person is concerned about possible, repercussions of this. So I know that we have submitted requests on people's behalf in the past, and I said that I will do that. I will do that when I'm back, and then I have a chance to take some pictures and get more information, and then I'll do this. It concerns that area at the end of the neck area in East Ferry. There's a building there that has it's a crumbled building there, and somebody has to do something about that. Other than that, there was some, another big topic too, community feedback on the open fish farm applications. So this topic has returned. I know it has been a hot topic in the past. I was not there to witness that in the past, but I've talked to people. I understand that it's a very heated issue that is mostly on the province to decide on. But I feel that there's an expectation from a lot of the residents that the municipality would position itself on this. So we'll get a chance to discuss it in the next week's meeting, in the bylaw meeting. There was the fire services modernization meeting. Interesting meeting, somewhat informative. Like mixed opinions about this. I don't feel I learned a lot of the things that I was of the gaps that I had to that I needed to answer to understand how this is going to happen and to see this materializing. But I think it was a good start of the conversation at least. So yeah, at least there's the ball is rolling, right? Then there was an interesting message that I received from an academic from Switzerland, a lady called Jean Delacroix, and she's interested in tidal studies in the neck area. And I haven't met with her yet, but this is a topic that has been around. There are some other people with big ideas about establishing a research center and things like this. So maybe that's another piece that might come in the puzzle that might result in something like that. I think this is the kind of thing that we need in this area, right? It attracts intelligent people, it attracts academic activity. It's not an exploitative business model, right? It's something that develops the area without the negative externalities of an activity like the fish plants, for example, right? Well, the fish plants, no, sorry, the fish pens. And finally, I discussed with some residents in Santa Cruz about the signs that were bothering Tony last time in the public works meeting. If you will remember, so the sign should be down by now. And that's about it on my side.
George.
The month just kind of flew by. Didn't have a lot of district activities, but we're on the go a lot. We really did do the joint meeting with the town. Also attended the gala at the Jordantown Acaciaville Center in Conway. There was also kind of a homeless issue arose in Weymouth area about a fellow that I guess is homeless, but he does have a place to stay. He has a tent or whatever. He's content where he is. He doesn't want to kind of move. He's safe, and so that's been kind of put to rest, I guess. That's about it.
Okay, thank you. Joan.
Somewhat new. I continue to attend the meetings. I was at the African Heritage Month launch at the J Center, the Jordantown Acacia Valley Conway Center of Excellence, and also the gala event that was held there on Valentine's Day. And I would say to anybody that hasn't been to that facility, it's a bright, beautiful, and functional facility that hopefully will be an asset to the community. I took part in the fire services modernization Zoom call, and I've reviewed all the information coming out of the sessions, and I still have a lot of questions, but hopefully as it progresses, they'll get answered. I attended the presentation from Sustainable Communities Fund of the $600,000 to the Digby Harbor Port. I continue to go to the Smiths Cove coffee hour at the fire hall. I did miss Bear River breakfast this month as well as the seniors day, but I continue to be at the Bear River Community Kitchen every Tuesday. Most recently, actually, I've had a few calls concerning the Nova Scotia Health Care postcard that was sent out with a big door on the front of it. I had a few residents that were concerned by the tone of the postcard and felt that they were being scolded and blamed for not being welcoming to newcomers to the area.
Let's see this postcard.
It was the first one that came out from Nova Scotia Health, came out around the first of the month.
I didn't get any.
And it was just sort of the tone of it that they really felt was.
I don't remember getting one. Maybe we did.
Maybe it's only certain areas. I don't know.
I don't know. But, anyway, I got the call because, of course, the four things were at the bottom: the Digby Health, Nova Scotia Health, Town, and Municipality. And they really felt like they were being scolded like little children for not being more welcoming. Now, I read it and I didn't get that sense, but there were actually, I received 5 calls at least about it. And there has been concern raised about the lack of pet owner responsibility, the considerable amount of dog poop along the rail bed trail in Smith's Cove, and we are looking into this.
A letter's already been sent to her.
Yeah, it has been raised before. It was raised about 2 years ago, and we did look into it then, but it has gotten considerably worse. And part of it is because there is a section right now that's somebody in their great wisdom went out with their blower and cleared section because they walk it all the time. And I think because that section is clear, that's the section everybody is walking on now with their pets. So it is more of a problem. There is a public meeting tomorrow in Cornwallis that I will be attending, in part because it's a land use bylaw meeting about the park, and it's with the intent of rezoning land to set up a substation fire department from the Bear River Fire Department. And even though Cornwallis isn't in my district, the Bear River Fire Department is. So I'm going to.
That's at 7 o'clock, isn't it? Or 6?
There's 2. There's one at 2 and one at 5. So my intent is to go there and find out what's happening there.
Your point on the dog poop would be more education than anything. It's not just at the parks. It's my driveway at the store.
Yeah.
I don't know how many people get out of their car with a dog poop in the parking lot and jump back in there.
What?
Almost on a weekly basis, yeah.
You've got to be kidding.
Doesn't matter. They just think it's the dog's right.
And I'm thinking maybe it's something we could put out on the coastline or something. It's just a reminder.
Well, you got to clean it up. I mean,
Yeah.
yes, the dog has to do its business, but you don't have to do it in
The
front of the
bylaw
doorway.
says pick it up.
Well, that's it. You own an animal, you have to be responsible for it, right? So it's just funny how many people do it. I laugh, like it's just like they get out, like it's none of their business, poop wherever, get back in the car and they go. I mean, if humans started whipping it out downtown, what would people do? Like, yeah, exactly right. It is amazing.
Anything else?
No,
That sounds like a lot. Matthew.
I also attended the African Heritage Month celebration at the Center of Excellence in Acacia Valley. It was well attended, very well done. Thank you to Graham Cromwell and Taylor Robinson. They did an excellent job getting it organized. Very good job. I went to the Funny Restaurant the next day to see the Digby Harbor Port receive $600,000 in funding from the Sustainable Challenge Fund for their project. I attended the annual general meeting for the Wharf Rat Rally. New directors were introduced, Will Mosier and Alan Longmire. This year, the rally made money, $19,000, and the survey was put out this winter to help the board move in the direction people attending want to see, things to do. I attended the joint council meeting with the town of Digby. The items on the agenda gave us the opportunity to ask questions about initiatives concerning to both councils, and the discussions were quite constructive moving forward. So it was a good meeting. I too attended a virtual fire service meeting with the province. The province has passed a new bill, as we know, the modernization policies. I do see the benefits to it. However, I'm a little upset that the province passed the bill 24 hours after meeting with the municipality. We got to have our say. However, it was already written. It was ready to be approved at a meeting.
No, they just wanted you to think you were being
Yeah.
heard.
And I think there was some good discussion there, and a lot of good things got brought up. I'm fairly certain none of those discussions were changed in the policy at all, which makes it feel bad going forward. How are we working with the province on this? It's basically going to be a manual saying, is it here you go? Tough luck, deal with it. When you do something like that, you don't honestly feel heard. Now, I'm glad that they went out to the fire departments long before they passed this policy. That would have been really sad if they'd done that in 24 hours. But I just felt as municipal units, we're the ones that have to look after this. It's our thing to do, and we got 24-hour notice to have a policy meeting about it. And they want to say that they want to work with us. Well, that, to me, wasn't working with us.
Well, and that's why people, I believe, feel when they're told that there is a public meeting.
Yeah.
That they say, some people will say, well, why bother? You've already got your minds made up.
That's right.
And I find as a municipality, we really listen.
'Cause
And then we make decisions from that. And I do not sometimes feel that with the province. It's like, we're going to listen to you. Oh, yeah. Okay. Thank you. Now, let's get on with what we're going to do anyway.
Because one of the suggestions was it would be nice, because they did do a good presentation, and I liked the questions that came out of it. You had something to look at, you got your mind going on it, and you got to hear from different municipalities and towns how they're dealing with stuff. But one of the suggestions was it would be nice to come back to our own council and have this discussion. Now, I know the province wasn't going to wait forever and ever and ever, but it would have been nice to be able to say, let's add this to the agenda of the month to talk about it as a council. But we didn't even get that. It was just passed, but then just like that. So that's what I have to say about that. Also, I've taken calls about plowing roads, garbage pickup, helping one lady with her Nova Scotia power bill because it's out of control. People called with concerns about the Digby emergency room and why it's not open. Constituents have told me they're pleased council approved the feasibility study for recreation. They knew that we'd done that. It was out there. And that was good because people are looking at recreation and people understand, they were coming up to me, they understand that they may not get everything they want or whatever, but at least we're doing it so that we can see what we can do for the community to better our recreation and healthy lifestyle. So that's some of the input I got.
I attended the African Heritage Month proclamation event, which we did our proclamation. I attended the Digby Harbor Port Association receiving a grant of $600,000. I attended the town of Digby's transit public consultation, the Bay River Fire Department breakfast, the joint meeting, as I had to leave for part of it, but it was very good what I heard. I attended the gala at the Center of Excellence, and a lot of good speakers. I also attended a fire training facility discussion. I have had calls again, and I actually let them know that I've had calls about the concern of the emergency department being closed all the time. I actually am not getting that many calls right now. Last month I had more than this month on plowing. It's like there's like a slight improvement. People are happy with that slight improvement.
Yeah, I should have said that too. I got one comment this morning when I was in town that it's been good. It is good, but they're missing, and I think it's just because they have new staff, and I don't know how they're missing it. When you get way back into some of the district, they're missing roads, and they're waiting. It's affecting our garbage pickup.
Yeah.
And that's the big concern because now people have to.
That's where I've had a few
for another month, and that's not good. So I always forward it on to Tony. I know the province is cutting back and they may not be plowing next year. Who knows? But I shouldn't joke, but no, but once they get to know those roads, they should get plowed out because we do need to get Greg in there to pick up. It affects us that way. We can't control the plowing, but we need to get the garbage picked up.
Well, the calls that I've had, I asked them what time they put the garbage out. Said if it's not out before 8 o'clock,
Hmm.
and they come.
Yeah.
Not our fault, then you can take it in. The other thing that I've explained to people is they must take their green card in after. I said, you got plows coming through. And if you leaving stuff out, is they're going to get hit, then you're going to get to clean it up. People have been listening. They felt, well, it was stormy and they didn't want to take it out. But if you wait, I know, I can tell you, out in my district, the garbage truck is usually there way before 8 o'clock.
Yeah.
He's been and he's gone, because they have so much. Otherwise, I can't, like I said, it's been pretty good.
Yeah.
So, now, that has been our council district activity reports. There is no in camera. Could I have an adjournment?
Motion to adjourn.
Seconded.
All in favor?
Aye.
Contrary minded? Motion carries.